know that feeling when you're scrolling through your phone at 2 a.m. and suddenly realize 3 hours just vanished? Or when you're sitting in traffic and instead of feeling frustrated, you find yourself thinking, when's the last time I actually talked to God without asking for something? Whether you're someone who prays every day or you're just spiritually curious, we've all felt that disconnect. That sense that something's stealing our peace, our focus, our souls. Today, we're talking about 5 seemingly innocent things that are quietly sabotaging your spiritual life. And trust me, number 3 is going to surprise you. Now let's start with something we all do. We wake up, grab our phones, and immediately flood our minds with news, social media, emails, notifications. It feels productive, right? Staying informed, staying connected. But here's what's really happening. We're giving our first thoughts, our freshest mental energy, to everything except God. The psalmist says, "In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly." When we start our day consuming instead of communing, we're essentially saying, God, you can have whatever's left over. And friends, there's rarely anything meaningful left over. The second thing hits close to home for many of us. We've been sold this lie that rest equals laziness, that Sabbath is optional, that God helps those who help themselves. Except, that's not even in the Bible. Jesus regularly withdrew to quiet places. He prioritized solitude with the Father over crowds demanding his attention. Yet we feel guilty for taking a genuine day off. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. But spiritual formation happens in the margins, in the quiet spaces, in the pauses between our productivity. When we eliminate those spaces, we eliminate the very places where God does his deepest work in us. And the item 3 on the list might surprise you. Comfort itself isn't evil, but our constant pursuit of it, that's where things get tricky. We avoid difficult conversations. We skip challenging Bible passages. We choose entertainment over prayer because prayer sometimes feels hard, uncertain, even boring. Richard Foster, in Celebration of Discipline, reminds us that spiritual growth happens at the edge of our comfort zones, not in the center of them. Think about it. When has God ever called someone to an easy assignment? Moses stuttered. David was overlooked by his own family. Esther risked her life. Mary said yes to something that could have gotten her stoned. Number 4 is comparison and performance. Social media has turned spiritual life into a highlight reel. We see other people's prayer journals, their Bible study setups, their ministry success, and suddenly, our relationship with God becomes about keeping up. But here's the truth. God isn't impressed by your Instagram-worthy quiet time setup. He's not keeping score of how many verses you've memorized compared to your friend. Jesus said, "The kingdom belongs to those who come like children, not those who perform like professionals." Your spiritual life is meant to be authentic, not aesthetic. This last one is huge. We've individualized faith to the point where we think we can go it alone. Just me and Jesus, we say. But even Jesus didn't minister solo. He had the 12, the 70, the women who supported his ministry. Hebrews tells us not to give up meeting together. Not because God needs our attendance, but because we need each other. We need accountability, encouragement, and sometimes we need someone else's faith to carry us when ours feels weak. When we isolate, we become vulnerable to deception, discouragement, and spiritual drift. Here's the beautiful thing. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward freedom. God isn't waiting to condemn you for these habits. He's inviting you into something better, something deeper, something real. Your spiritual life doesn't need more rules. It needs more relationship. Start small. Choose one thing from today's list and take one step toward change this week. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and let's grow together. And here's my question for you. Which of these 5 hit closest to home? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your honesty might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Remember, you're not too far gone, and it's never too late to come home.